Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome back to my channel once again. I go by the name Prince, aka Slum Beast, and you already know this is what we do. We love what we do, and we know how we do. Lovely people, you are watching XTRABIZ Channel. Yeah, today's episode is going to be a very interesting one, people. We are going to the Blue Lagoon to go check the Blue Lights event out. We'll be getting the opportunity to speak to the fire engine team, the police department, some charity organizations, the ambulance team as well, and other couple of services who might be around at the event. So people, come with me. Let's go check the Blue Lights event out.
So my name's Joe, this is Brandon.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Mr. Brandon.
So today we're riding a crew of 4. The other members of crew are around the other side, so we'll show you around in a minute. We're based at West Ashland in Milton Keynes, which is next to the football stadium. This is our fire engine.
Wow.
It's a Volvo appliance. All the appliances you see across Milton Keynes are typically Volvos. Inside you've got all your breathing apparatus.
Can I show you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Wow, first time me having a look in the fire engine myself, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
So we wear the breathing apparatus, so the masks that go over your face if we're going into the fires, if we're going into conditions that make breathing difficult. That really helps us. Moving along the lockers. So the vehicle itself weighs about 18 ton.
18 ton.
18 ton.
That's very heavy.
Pretty heavy, pretty heavy. And then we've got all sorts of things in here. So we've got a very small little generator, portable pump. A fan helps us blow the smoke away from the fire. So it's obviously to assist us with removing those dangerous conditions.
Yeah, remove those gases.
Your extinguishers, as you know, they should be everywhere in schools, shops, everything. Nothing too exciting. A lot of equipment for when we're dealing with bonfires and wildfires. And then all our hoses. So these are what we call our hose with jet. These are 60 meters long.
Okay.
We carry one on each side, and they can be extended, so we can join them together to make 120 if we need to. And then these are our lay flat hose, so they lay flat on the ground and they expand when water's put through them. These are roughly 25 meters long. These are what we would tend to use if we're dealing with large scale fires,
like
incidents.
bush fires or stuff like that.
Yeah, big building, warehouse fires, things like that. So this is our go-to. It's quick to get to work because it's already on the reel, so we can just reel it off. So cars, houses, most things like this is our go-to straight away.
Sir.
This is our rescue locker. So in the fire service, we don't just deal with fires. We deal with different rescues as well. Water rescues, working at heights rescues. If people are working on bridges or up high, we can rescue them as well. So this is our rescue locker where we've got all different things of equipment, sort of our wetsuits, different sorts of rope and lines, different flotation devices as well if we need to get people out of the water.
So you said to me, this our rescue starts for water rescue.
Yes.
So to be a fire service, must you know how to swim? Since you do go rescue in water areas?
A basic swimming is required.
Wow.
We wear like life jackets, safety jackets, so they do float, but still having a good swimming capability
it's a must.
Is beneficial, yes. Yeah.
We don't tend to go too deep into water anyway. If it is deep water, then we do have a boat team in Newport Pagnell that will do it.
And then with the fire extinguisher, I know they've got different types of fire extinguisher, like the one for electric, the one for fire. But I only saw, me as a layman, I only saw 2 fire extinguishers in the fire engine.
Correct. So we carry powder and CO2, so carbon monoxide. So they are the two most generic.
Oh, okay.
Water we don't carry because we have water in
Water.
the fire engine. And then your powder is your most generic. So for electrical fires, that is the one we most use. Yeah, but you
Okay.
are right. I think there's 5 or 6 different types.
of. Yeah.
So ideally, you kind of need the right one.
One for the right job.
No, good knowledge. Good knowledge.
Thank you very, thank you very much, sir. Wow, that's a big engine, man.
So this is our pump locker. This is where we keep all our water. We carry 1,800 litres of water.
Water. Wow.
Everything nowadays
Yeah.
is on a screen. So touch screen, so it's quite modern. It's with the times. Before it was all levers and how to operate them.
So is this still the engine that you connect to the pump along the streets in case there is fire?
Those are called hydrants.
Hydrants,
That's
yes.
it,
Okay.
hydrants.
Okay.
So this is what we use to get water from the hydrant.
Hydrant. Oh, okay.
To identify a hydrant, it might be painted yellow on the road, or
Yeah.
you'll see the H. That's just
means
to
water
indicate
hydrant.
where there's water ready available.
Wow, excellent.
So
More
we carry 4 ladders. So we've got a little small household ladder, a special roof ladder that has a hook on the end to go over the pitch of the roof. This is our big beast. This is 13.5 meters tall.
Like the crane.
So it extends it. It's about 100 kilos in weight, so quite
Okay.
heavy. And then that one there is just a little bit smaller. That's 10.5 meters. All used for different things, different scenarios.
And different.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Wow. So just a quick question, since we are at the ladders, boss. I know with certain countries like China, some of them use drones to quench fires in high-rise buildings. So with that of the UK, are you planning, in terms of the future, have you got any plans of using like drones or more technology to help you fight fire with high-rise buildings?
At the minute, we do have drones available.
Okay.
That is more to locate hotspots.
Oh,
So
it's not for fighting the fire.
Minute, the technology isn't there for us to be able to firefight with those drones.
Oh.
10 years time,
Hopefully.
maybe, I don't know. It will make our job a lot easier.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we
Exactly. We need you guys alive,
We
man.
don't know, yeah. They're pretty impressive things when you see them fly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so,
Wow, 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 wow.
so again, a bit of extra water locker, so to speak.
Yes, sir.
So all different types of, these are what we call branches. So this is what we connect. This is what we connect to the end of the hose. And
Okay.
then opening it allows us to get the water out. Obviously different
Pressure.
different pressures, different spray pattern as well, wide, narrow, jet, things like that.
Wow, wow, wow.
Again,
wow.
as I said, another hose reel jet, 60 meters long, connect them together, 120 meters if we ever need to. Things like chimneys, if people have open fires. This is our chimney gear in here. So this time of year, it's not really a big problem because of how hot it is, the weather.
Yeah.
Winter time, sometimes people need to. We get those fires. And then this is probably my favourite locker. This is the RTC locker. So this is all to do with the road traffic collisions.
RTC.
RTC.
Road traffic collision. Oh, RTC, road traffic collision.
That's it.
Wow,
That's
wow,
it.
wow.
So this is all our brand new cutting gear. This
Okay.
is probably only a few months old.
Love it. Come on then, show me that.
You may have heard before the Jaws of Life.
Jaws of Life.
Yeah, so
Oh, is it? Are you talking about the movie as in Jaws? Sorry, no disrespect.
No,
Okay.
not Jaws as in the shark. Jaws of Life, just a type of tool.
Tool.
Basically.
Okay.
So we've got spreaders and cutters. Spread to spread and to crush, and obviously cut is like a big pair of scissors to be able to cut through the metals. And then this is a hydraulic ram, which will extend and be able to lift things up and push things away if we ever need to.
Wow. Wow. This is very impressive.
Really to hear you like watching it on TV, like
These are all our chocking blocks.
Okay.
So if a vehicle has been made unstable or has lost a wheel, we'll put the blocks underneath to lift it, not necessarily to lift it, but to just take the spring out of the suspension. That will make it a solid working platform for us to be able to take out any sort of casualty care or cut the car if we need to. It's a bit like a big Lego set. You've got to kind of build up until it's fits in nicely, and then you're good to go. So,
Wow, that's excellent.
Realise that we do like life-saving medical treatment in terms of like CPR.
all sorts of lights if we need them in the night time. This is a good piece of equipment. This is if a car is on its roof or down a ditch, or potentially you can put it in from the side.
Is it like a jack, something?
Yeah, it's very similar. It takes the suspension out of the vehicle.
Okay.
And keeps that vehicle nice and solid for when we're working on that vehicle and helping those casualties. That's it really. There's a few extra things in the cab. All our information comes through on an iPad in the front, so we get told what the incident is, where the address is, the quickest route to get there. If it's a large building or a premise, it has some risk information on there, where the water might be, where the electric and gas isolation might be. It has a lot of information that obviously if we need to, we have that readily available for us to use. I'm driving today, so every morning we do our checks to make sure everything is ready to go. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Wow, that was an excellent briefing, people. Let's say a big thank you to boss over here. Thank you very much for being on our channel, sir.
Take care.
Thank you. Respect.
Bye-bye.
Hello there, my name's Kev. I'm from the South Central Ambulance Service. I'm actually a community first responder, so we are volunteers which work with the ambulance service and help people that are pretty poorly. We basically get called out and we are the first responders. We get on site first before the ambulance is on its way. Now it's usually for someone who's pretty poorly, so it could be chest pains, anything like that, you know. So chest pains, anaphylaxis, which is obviously someone who's had an allergic reaction to something. We go out, we have all the kit to help us. We do the assessments, reassure. Basically, our main aim is to reassure that patient to help them before the ambulance turns up. When the ambulance turns up, obviously they can do a lot more tests than we can do, but we're there to do blood pressure, make sure the heart. So the community first responders are actually funded by the South Central Ambulance Service charity. They fund all our kit. We don't get paid to do what we do. We do it as a volunteer.
Wow.
In our own time. We, on average, 20 hours a month. A lot of people do a lot more hours than that. I mean, a lot of people do over 50, 60 hours a month.
Voluntarily?
Yeah, all voluntary, yeah.
You know, these people deserve a round of applause, you know, for putting their lives at risk, protecting us. Voluntarily as well, you know.
Voluntary,
they deserve all the kudos, you know.
We try and help people as we can, you know. I like to treat people as if it was my own parents or my own family. So,
that's excellent.
I'm going to give you a quick tour of the ambulance now, okay? Obviously, as community first responders, we are not usually involved in the ambulance. We need to know our way around what's going on in the ambulance, because we could be asked to come in and help the paramedics with doing what they're doing. Obviously, the first thing we have on board is the stretcher. This stretcher is an electric stretcher. Goes up and down, different various heights. We can actually adjust the seat up so the patient can sit up. It has the straps on it, obviously for safety of the patient when we're transporting to hospital. And we have this seat here, which is called the crew seat. Now the crew seat the crewman can sit here while it's being driven to the hospital and observe what's going on with the patient. Up here we have what is known as an electrocardiogram, which is the ECG. With this, we can monitor the heartbeat and the heart rate. We can also do blood pressure with that. We have a thing down here which is called a suction unit. Now, if the patient has anything in his throat or in his nose, we can actually suck it out. It's like a little small vacuum. That keeps the airway clear. All right.
This is excellent. So this ambulance is basically like a mobile hospital.
Basically,
it's got almost all the most important equipment you will find in the hospital.
It will do, yeah. And the paramedics on board will have what's known as a drugs bag. drugs bag. They'll have all the cannulation kit in it, which we're making so they can get into the vein to put the drugs in. They'll have adrenaline on board. They'll have paracetamol. They'll have all the painkillers on board. It's obviously not kept on the ambulance. They have to sign that out each day and take it with them.
Wow.
In here, we have various things. These are called airways, and we have various different sizes. These are called OPs, and they're called oral airways. So that's a small one for a child and a very large one for an adult. And what these do, we'd only ever use these if a patient was unconscious. Now what these do is they go in the throat and keep the airway open. There's an attachment at the top you can attach oxygen to and use a bag valve mask to keep the oxygen flowing into that patient.
So is it this one when you put in the throat, you hold something like a ball to press?
It's called a bag valve mask.
Yeah, yes.
So that's attached to an oxygen tank, and you can actually
pump
get
air
oxygen in, keep air into the bloodstream. Because basically what you're trying to do, if someone's had a cardiac arrest, people think they've had a cardiac arrest, the heart
It's gone.
It's going to go. It's going to kill you. It's not the heart that kills you. It's the lack of oxygen to the brain.
That goes into the...
So what we're trying to do is keeping the oxygen going to the brain. Okay.
Wow.
So basically, these are not very nice bit of kit. Obviously, we can only use these if someone is unconscious, because obviously, if you put something down someone's throat, they're going to start getting it. We also have these as well. These are called NPs.
NPs.
NP, yeah. And these are nasal pharyngeal airways. Now these go in your nose.
Jesus.
So they'll go
with that sharp edge.
This will go into your nose all the way down to the back of your throat. Because basically your nose, your nasal cavity is attached to the airway at the back.
Yeah.
So we can get air through that one as well. We usually use these in conjunction with these, and that will be used with a mask over the face as well.
Wow. Wow.
So basically that's all it is basically to get that oxygen into the lungs to keep the brain alive. In this cupboard here, we have our various dressings, different bandages. We have a roll of, usually have a roll of cling film. Cling film is used very good for covering dressings, for covering burns. These here are small needles that we use to prick the finger, because everybody's got a certain amount of sugar in the body. And with that, we'll prick your finger, get a small reading on a gauge, and it shows how much, if you've got too much sugar or not enough sugar. If you've not got enough sugar, we can actually give you liquid glucose to build your body up.
Wow.
Yeah, so basically, everything on this ambulance is, and what we've got on here is to sustain life
before you
until it gets to the
hospital.
The paramedic on board will be doing his observations all the time, and then he can give the handover to the doctors when they get to the hospital.
Wow, this is very, very interesting and inspiring, you know. First time myself coming into an ambulance, you know, and I am very much impressed with the kind of equipment they have on board to make sure our lives are saved before we get to the hospital. Thank you very much for speaking on my channel today, sir. Thank you very much.
Hi there. We're from Shared Lives. It's a council-run service. There's 150 schemes, shared life schemes around the country, and Milton Keynes Council run a scheme called Shared Lives, and it is an adult social care service where you as a carer, we recruit carers around Milton Keynes who have who host people within their own homes and look after them. This could be any adult with a social care need, either a care leaver, or it could be someone with a learning difficulty, or even an older person who would like or benefit from community and connection. So we're here today just raising awareness of what Shared Lives is, that it's actually an option as a job. You can do it part-time or full-time or really flexibly around whatever availability you have. So we're just spreading the word today.
So
if you need us, we have I don't know whether that will capture the QR code.
Oh yeah.
And
But
that
it will
would be
be
great. People can just hook
Scan it.
into that, and it will give them some extra details. They can come through to us. We can always arrange a visit to talk more, send more information out.
So if you search Shared Lives on Milton Keynes Council's website, you'll come to our webpage, which will tell you loads more, has all the frequently asked questions, has a little video on there, and an inquiry form. So you can drop us an email or fill out the inquiry form, and we'll be in touch.
Wow. Thank you very much for speaking with us.
You're very welcome.
Thank you very much.
Have a great
How you doing? I'm Stu. I'm the manager at Saviours. Saviours is a charity, and we refurbish, service, repair second-hand bikes and customer bikes.
We also do education for people, for young kids that are out of education. They'll come to us and they'll learn basic bike mechanics. And we try and give them a little bit more of a start in life.
So in case someone wants to buy a bike, do you do bike sales and stuff as well?
We sell the product, yeah. So we repair bikes and service them, but we also refurbish them. So the people of Milton Keynes donate their bikes to us, and we'll refurbish them and we'll sell them back out to the public at a better price.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is XTRABIZ myself. I bought my bicycle from them. I bought a Carrera bicycle from them about 3 months ago, and I'm still using it.
That's the way to go.
You should check them out, people. Thank you very much for speaking on my channel, sir.
Cheers, mate.
So our charity is called Action for Youth.
Yeah.
So it's a youth charity based in Buckinghamshire, Milton Keynes and surrounding areas. So we do a bunch of different things, but what we're here specifically for is for one of our programs called the Breakout Program.
Okay.
So our Breakout Program is a knife prevention program where we go into different schools in Buckinghamshire, in Milton Keynes and beyond as well. And we basically work with different kids who have gone through different things in their lifestyle. We basically teach them about knife awareness, gang association, the issues around that. We kind of give them chances to do things that are out of their comfort zone. So we own a site in Milton Keynes called the Caldecott Centre, or Caldecott Experience, which is an activity centre where they can do like rock climbing, water sports. I don't know, do you like rock climbing, water sports? You have Milton Keynes and Aylesbury. So our head office is in Aylesbury, but we have an activity centre in Milton Keynes.
So anybody can just walk into your activity
so anyone
centre?
can come in and they can speak to people about any sessions they want to do. We do group bookings for different people. We do it for kids, for schools, we do it for corporate events if they wanted to. We can do it for just like if there's a family function, a church function, those kind of things. They can come and speak to us and we can plan it for them. And we also do residential, so if they wanted to camp on site or stay in our lovely yurts, they can do that as well. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So, my name's Jimmy. I'm the manager over the Young People Drug and Alcohol Service. So these are some of the examples, although not all the examples of some of the substances that we see, well, nationally, but certainly here in Milton Keynes as well. So we just try to come out, have a conversation about what some of the new emerging concerns are, what to look out for, and the type of support that's available.
Well, so these are drugs.
Yeah, so these are examples of some of the things. There's not everything here, but just to shine a light on a few things. We've certainly seen an increase in, you'd be familiar with things like this sort of generation that we have of young vapers now.
Yeah.
So we're starting to find things like spice analogues in more and more vapes. That's also opened the door to some more problematic things like THC vape pens, so cannabis vape pens. Sometimes they're termed Cali pens because that's one of the more common brands. We're starting to find things like spice analogues, and in fact, in many cases, or certainly in some cases, we're seeing more and more synthetic opioids turning up in analysis. So that's something that's requires our collective attention. Some of the old favourites, if you like, seem to have had a resurgence in recent years. Drugs like ketamine seem to be on the increase again, particularly in sort of younger age groups. We're not exactly sure why that is. We think it's probably because of the availability of many of these things through the dark net and things like that. Cannabis, still a problem, still a catalyst for certain groups of people's mental health problems. So I wouldn't make the case that everyone that smokes weed has problems, but there are certain groups, particularly aged between 14 and 25, that seem to be more sensitive to some of the high-grade cannabis that we grow here in the UK now, and some of the effects on or the negative effects on the mental health. That's something we've still not got a firm.
So basically, what you're trying to promote is do not touch drugs at all. Youth them. I hope you are hearing this.
Yeah.
Say no to drugs, man.
And
it's not going to take you anywhere.
And also ask for help as well, because one of the problems that we see nationally, particularly with young people, is most referrals that are made to drug services are on behalf of a young person, i.e. somebody else has concerns So what we really need to do is, we need to make this all the support available to young people directly, so that they feel the confidence to be able to ask for help. And even if that help doesn't necessarily mean, I want to stop, just being informed about things and getting the right information, because so much we're subject to so much information since the inception of sort of social media and the internet. But it's important that we tease out, what the real information is amongst that kind of haze, if you like.
So this is my personal question. Upon all the drugs you've got here, what is the most dangerous one of them at all? The most dangerous one you advise someone never, ever, 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 ever come close to?
Well, so probably, I suppose, if I took the question at face value, certainly heroin is a problematic drug, and not just because of so the type we get here in the UK is an alkali type. In recent years, you might be familiar with things like the fentanyl crisis that we're seeing in the US. So we're seeing more and more of these synthetic opioids find themselves into
the market as well.
But once you're involved in that lifestyle, it's all the other external problems that come with it. It's the risks around bloodborne viruses. You're also more likely to come into contact with crack cocaine users and things like that, plus all the crime and
it's just going to ruin your life.
It's going to ruin your life.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think with all these things, I think it's important that when we're advising people from time to time, they may try things. We don't want to demonise the actual drug. More focused on why do you feel the need to do that, and what other things are out there that you can do that are reward seeking, that you're going to get enjoyment out of. And also, how do you not bow to peer pressure when perhaps some of your peers are smoking weed? That may seem fine to them, but if you have underlying problems, particularly things like ADHD, you're taking medication like Ritalin, pouring any type of cannabinoid or any other depressant type medication on that will exacerbate many of the symptoms that you're trying to avoid. So it's never as simple. Everything has a consequence. So we just
best advice is don't ever touch it.
Don't touch it. And if you're feeling compelled to do something, ask the question why. Am I sad? Do I feel low? Do I know how I feel? And most important, talk to people about it. There's support out there, whether that's in the school, the pastoral teams. You can find our service on the Milton Keynes Council website. You can find us on Instagram. So there's plenty of information out there if it's needed. We're a confidential organisation, so we seek to go out and work with people on a one-to-one basis. And come in if you happen to come through any of these.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
I think you are Pink Panthers paramedic. So you work in the Pink Panthers nightclub.
That's correct, yeah.
Wow. Will you give me a little brief about your store and why you are here, what you do, your procedures?
So this is part of the community work that we do. We've started this Ready to Respond program, which is about getting people, simple schemes to get people to get involved in learning life-saving skills, simple life-saving skills, nothing's complicated. So for example, this Stop the Bleed, we're teaching people
how to stop a bleed.
Simple 3 skills without using the
first aid kit.
The kits. We're going to teach people to use, if necessary, things like, they can use anything, all of the things that you use, like socks, like ties, like t-shirts that they can use. Because
belts as well?
Using a belt, using all sorts of things. So 3 key skills of direct pressure, wound packing, and using a tourniquet. So we teach those 3 skills.
Wow.
Very simple skills, very effective at saving life from blood loss from any size. And what we'll say is not just, it can be used if there was, for example, a stabbing, or it could be used if there was an explosion and you ended up with something like this.
Jesus, something stuck in
Yeah,
your leg.
something like that from an explosion.
This
How
will
would you
really
manage
hurt in
this?
real life.
A lot of people would say this is really complicated.
You just pull it out.
But actually, no, well, we wouldn't teach it. We wouldn't just teach anyone to just pull it out because that can increase the bleeding. But we can teach them very simple skills to manage this very quickly. And 1:30 today and 2:30 today, we'll go over those
skills again. Okay.
briefly.
So around 1:30 today, I will
1:30.
come by and come and experience the skills.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to do that.
Thank you very much, and thank you for speaking to
You're
us.
welcome.
Respect. Thank you, sir.
Where are you from?
Let me stop the. Ladies and gentlemen, if you really enjoyed today's episode, you know what to do. If you really enjoyed today's episode, you know what to do. Kindly hit on the subscription button, leave me a comment, hit on the like button as well to motivate and encourage me, bring you more of this content. Until then, I'll see you same time soon. Peace.